Welcome to the Bible Show on evolutionpop.com. I'm your host, Jeff Hudson.
I'm Ramona Davis.
Last week we had the weeks of the days of the week, we pondered talking about the months of the year. I really didn't want to do it, but we'll continue on. This week, the months of the year. We'll throw some little other stuff in there too regarding the months of the year. It was like birthdays, horoscope, astrology, and all that stuff.
Right. Interesting topic today, you guys.
Yeah. We're going to start this out. We're not going to go to the Bible right away. We're going to start this out going right through the months of the year. So the first thing I've got listed here is a reference to the months from the Old Farmer's Almanac. And this is almanac.com/content/how did months get their names? How did months get their names? Now, the very first month I've got. What's the first month?
Son.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll read the opening here, and then I'll let you take over, all right?
Thank you.
All right. All right. How did the months get their names? The 12 months of the year and the origins of their names by Catherine Bachman, Boeckmann. This is from July 23rd, 2018. How did the months of the year get their names? The names reflect a mix of gods and goddesses. Gods and goddesses, what does that mean? More idolatry, right? Rulers and numbers. Numbers. Well, this is actually real numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, it's 7, 8, 9, 10, but we'll keep going. Here are the meaning of each month's name. Now, this is going to start with the ancient Roman calendar. I want to let Ramona take it over here.
Well, ancient Roman calendar. Today, we follow the Gregorian Calendar, but it's based on the ancient Roman calendar, believed to be invented by Romulus, the first king of Rome, around 753 BC. The Roman calendar, a complicated lunar calendar, lunar meaning moon, had 12 months, but only 10 of the months had names. And I asked Jeff, what do you mean 10 of the months had names? What were the other two? Numbers, signs, symbols? But we'll get to that. Basically, winter was a dead month, as always usual. Yeah, that's very true. When the government and military wasn't active, so they only had names for the time period we think of as March through December. March was named for Mars, the god of war, because this was the month when active military campaigns resumed. May and June were also named from goddess for the goddesses Maya and Juno. April means to open in Latin, representing the opening buds of springtime. The rest of the months were simply numbered. Their original names in Latin mean the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th month. Eventually, January and February were added to the end of the year, so all 12 months had names.
Okay.
So how did February get shortened 2 days?
Interesting story here. Now, this is not
Well, 3
this is in our
days,
documents here, but actually the days of the month got their names. Well, February got shortened because, and I read this. I've got to go back and find the information and come back with it next week for you. But February originally had 30 days, but Emperor Augustus named August after himself, and he wanted his month to have the most days in it. So he took a day from February and put it in August. That's why August has 31 days. I think the same thing is true with Julius Caesar, but I'm not sure about that. I think July had 30 days in it. Julius Caesar wanted to have more days in his month, so he took a day out of February and added it to July. Thus, July and August both have 31 days back to back. Usually it's like 30, 31, 30, 31, etc. February's got 28 days. One was taken and added to August. Another was taken and added to July. I'll look it up and confirm, but I remember that from some teachings I got in the past.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing.
Isn't that tripped out?
Yeah, that man could just tap and touch time.
Yep. Well, we had a little technical difficulty with Facebook. We're not streaming on Facebook Live right now. We're going to have somebody come in after the show and take a look at it. In the meantime, we'll continue. We've got this particular show still is being recorded. I hope so. And we have the audio, at least we have the audio file, so we'll make an MP3 of it. We stopped at the ancient Roman calendar. Ramonda read off where some of these days came from. Before this, we're just going to skip on down to the actual calendar days. Now, we're still on the Old Farmer's Almanac, but I'm just going to skip on down to like just January. All right, to the Gregorian calendar. We're right now we're living in the calendar we use today is the Gregorian calendar after Pope Gregory. After a pope, all things lead to Rome, all right? All things lead back to Rome.
Leads right back to Rome.
All right, so I'm going to just go to the Gregorian calendar. Before the Gregorian calendar was the Julian calendar, by the way. If we have some time, we'll go back and read it.
All right.
But let's just go like to January, the Gregorian calendar. January, named for the Roman god Janus. See, this is still idolatry. All these months, the names of these months are after Roman gods and Greek gods and stars in the sky and constellations. It's idolatry.
No, I'm just Janus. I
got a cousin Jan.
Right, that's what I'm getting to. Some people name is Janus, so a lot of these names is taking me back to these Roman goddess names.
Yeah, but no one's worshiping my cousin Jan,
No, I understand that, but it's just freaky to see where these names are coming from.
Yeah, that's true.
Actually.
Named for the Roman god Janus, protector of gates and doorways. Janus is depicted with two faces. 1 January was meant to be a time when the military campaign ceased and their time for peace and reflection. It's like Janus has got the two faces. A lot of people use like New Year's. You have like this two faces. You got the old year. It's the old guy. Mm-hmm. He's going out. Then it's the New Year's, a new baby.
Oh, I see. I was thinking Two-Face. I was brought out, you Two-Face girl. It's turn her back. I'll forget you too, your two-faced self.
Nah, Janus is supposed to be like two faces back to back. Like one is facing forward and one is facing backward.
Not the Two-Face. I'm talking about you one way, then another day I'm your good friend. Be over here.
That's Two-Face.
Yeah, that's Two-Face.
Okay, February from the Latin word februa, to cleanse. The Roman calendar month of Februarius was named for Februaria.
A festival. You want me to say them?
Februarius.
Februaria.
Februalia. A festival of purification and atonement that took place during this period. March.
Named for the Roman god of war, Mars. This was the time of year to resume military campaigns that had been interrupted.
To resume.
Okay, thank you. To resume military campaigns that had been interrupted by winter. March was also a time of many festivals, presumably in preparation for the campaigning season.
Yeah, the military campaigning season. So they had an actual look at it's coming up to March.
It on my paper.
Coming up to March, it's time to get the military back in action again. What is that?
I don't know.
April, from the Latin word aperio.
Aperio.
To open, bud, because plants began to grow in this month. In essence, this month was viewed as spring's renewal. Now, God's first month is like the end of March, beginning of April. Why is that? Because open. Plants begin to grow in this month. The springtime starts.
The earth is opening up.
Yeah, it's a new beginning.
The trees,
this is the true
flowers.
beginning. Is there any true beginning in January?
The grass is growing.
In January, everything is still cold. It's winter. In the heart of winter.
Is. Yep. Yes, it is. And it's ugly, brutal, cold.
Doing, right?
So I'm going to do May because this is the month that I was born. Yes, I was.
Yeah, we'll
named for the Roman goddess Maya, who oversaw the growth of plants. Also from the Latin word, now this is like mayores, elders.
Mayores,
meaning
and
elders, who were celebrated during this month. Maya was considered a nurturer and an earth goddess, which may explain the connection with the springtime month. Wow.
June, named for the Roman goddess Juno, patroness of marriage and the well-being of women. Everyone gets married in June. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets married in June. You see how we do these things after these gods and goddesses that we don't even know? Like, why are all the weddings in June? Oh, you get married in June, right?
Yep.
After Juno.
Right. Yep. June has been known for the wedding month. But I think that changed to September now.
Yeah. Also from the Latin word juvenis, meaning young people.
Mm-hmm. Named to honor Roman dictator
That's
Julius.
July. She's reading July.
Oh, July. Okay. Named to honor Roman dictator Julius Caesar. Get out of
Julius
here.
Caesar took a day from February and added it to July to make it 31 days because he wanted to have the longest month.
July is actually named after Julius Caesar. Get out of here. 100
Yeah, my birthday's in July.
Well, you should read this then.
Go ahead.
100 BC, 44 to 44 BC, after his death. In 46 BC, Julius Caesar made one of his greatest contributions to history with the help of
Sojournes.
Thank you, Sojournes. Sojournes. He developed the Julian calendar, the precursor to the Gregorian calendar we use today.
Yeah, Julius Caesar was like, yeah, not only do I want the longest month, I want my own calendar. The Julian calendar.
And so it was.
August, named to honor the first Roman emperor, Rome, and grandnephew of Julius Caesar, Augustus Caesar. 63 BC to 14 AD. Augustus, the first Roman emperor, comes from the Latin word Augustus, meaning venerable, noble, and majestic.
And September, from the Latin word septem, 7, meaning 7, because this had been the 7th month of the early Roman calendar.
Now, have you noticed that September is the 7th month, but with the Gregorian calendar, it's actually the 9th month.
Yeah.
September is the 9th, October is the 10th, November is the 11th, and December the 12th. That's not what the name actually means, though. September means 7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was the 7th month. They switched
So
things
why they
around.
just didn't make it if September? It's okay.
I'm surprised they didn't name it after some other
Here we go.
Grecian or Roman god or
If
something.
September actually means 7, why is it just not the 7th month as it should be? It means 7.
Yeah, it means 7.
This is crazy.
Yeah, think of like a Spanish. What's the uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete.
Siete, yeah.
Siete, ocho, 8, October. Nueve, November. December. Diez. Okay, yeah. 10. All right, so these last ones, October, the Latin word for octo, 8, because this had been the 8th month of the early Roman calendar.
Mm-hmm.
November, the Latin word for novum or 9, because this has been in the 9th month of the early Roman calendar. All this is Roman stuff, by the way. There's other stuff too, but I didn't want to go through all these other dictionaries
Now let
and
me read
calendars.
December at least.
Okay.
December, from the Latin word decem, meaning 10, because this had been the 10th month of the early Roman calendar.
Let's get into some scripture.
Yep.
All right. Now, we noticed that these months are named after Roman emperors and popes and gods and goddesses. Let's see what the book says. We're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 18 and verse 10. Mm-hmm. There shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divination, remember divination, or an observer of times. That got me with observer of times, or an enchanter or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. Necromancer is like someone that tries to communicate with the dead. You know, a wizard, you know what a wizard is, like a male witch, right?
Yeah, and the Ouija board.
Yeah, witchcraft. That's what this is talking about. So this observer of times is being thrown in here with this group of this particular
well, it makes
conduct.
sense. Yeah, it makes sense because we get the months, and they worship these months by the what you call that? Taurus, Gemini.
Yeah, we'll get into that. That's the horoscope and astrology.
Horoscope.
Yeah, that's what I got coming up here. Yeah, so let's go to Galatians chapter 4. Galatians 4 and verse 6. Galatians 4, verse 6. And because ye are sons, God hath sent forth the Spirit of his Son into your hearts, crying, Abba, Father. Wherefore thou art no more a servant, but a son. And if a son, then an heir of God through Christ. Howbeit then, when ye knew not God, ye did service unto them which by nature are no gods. This is Paul talking to the Galatians, and he's converted these Galatians to worship God and Christ. You know, the true living God, the Father and the Son. And he's saying, okay, now don't go back to your old ways. because some of them started turning back. Wherefore thou art no more a servant. So he's teaching them, so they're no more a servant but a son. And if a son, then an heir of God through Christ. Howbeit then, when ye know not God, ye did service unto them which by nature are no gods. So they were worshiping things that were not gods. But now, after that ye have known God, so he's taught them so they know God now, or rather are known of God, how turn ye again to the weak and beggarly elements, whereunto ye desire again to be in bondage? You're giving yourself back over to these old gods, and you're being bondage back to sin again. Ye observe days and months and times and years. Here's that observer of times again. You're observing days and times and months and years. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Let's go to Leviticus chapter 19, then we'll get more into it. Leviticus 19. And we'll pick it up at verse 26. We're just going to read one scripture here. Leviticus 19, verse 26. Ye shall not eat anything which the blood, ye shall not eat anything with the blood. So no eating blood. Any people that like their steak rare, no eating blood. Neither shall ye use enchantment nor observe times. Observe times. What is that talking about? Well, I looked up observe times. I was looking up observe of times.
And what does that mean, Jeffrey?
Well, I went to the Bible Study Tools, BibleStudyTools.com. BibleStudyTools.com, observer of times. And it said, see divination. Divination. So I went to my trusty, dusty Webster dictionary, right? Looked up divination. Divination.
And which dictionary was it?
Merriam Webster.
All right.
Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Divination, the practice of using signs, such as the arrangement of tea leaves or cards or special powers to predict the future.
Tarot cards.
To predict the future, right. The art or practice that seeks to foresee or foretell future events or discover hidden knowledge, usually by the interpretation of omens, I think that should be omens, or by the aid of supernatural powers, usually insight, intuitive perception. So this is like you're trying to use something to see the future, or like
crystal balls.
Yeah, like crystal balls, tarot cards. This observer of times. That's what you would look up into the sky and look at these constellations and stars and be like, oh, these stars fall in this particular pattern.
Right.
If I'm born on this, then this is going to have destiny. This is going to control my destiny.
Right.
So it's going to foretell your future. They print the horoscope every day. You read the horoscope every day to what? Give you a future prediction of what you think is going to happen today and how you're going to feel today.
You know, it's so crazy. I used to read the horoscope and not paying any attention to the first half of the word horror. You be all happy. Let me see what my horoscope going to say today.
Yeah.
It's like, it sounds good, but is it going to be good?
No.
Because it's like horror.
It's just like
oh, my God.
The stars, the month that you're born in does not have any destiny, does not control your destiny of who you are.
Sometimes it seemed like, it's so crazy, but it seemed like if you had that belief in your mind when you read those things, it's like, it almost, to me, when I used to read it back in the day, I felt that, oh my gosh, this really came true. This really happened.
Nah,
so I'm pulled in the next. I'm pulled in the next day. I want to read my horoscope. What's gonna happen to me today?
You ever see like those palm readers where you got like the hand?
Yes.
It's got like the eyeball in the hand and it's supposed to tell your future.
Yeah.
I remember where was I at? I was walking down the street, and this guy was sitting on the bench, and he said, "Hey man, I can tell your future." I was like, "Let me get away from this dude." Let me get away from this dude.
He's like, you gonna give me some money today.
That's all they want is your money. So they're gonna psych you out. Yeah. Come on, you know what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, we're gonna get a little bit more into it. Strong's Bible Concordance. Now I looked up. If you look up Observer of Times, the Hebrew translation, the code. I don't know if you're familiar with Concordance or not, but they got like the Hebrew translation is like a number. Like for Observer of Times, the number is H for Hebrew 6049. You look that up, and it gives you a definition of the concordance of what it means. And for Greek, in the New Testament, it's usually like a G, like G in some number.
Oh, okay. I never paid that any attention.
Yeah. Observer of Times is H6049. A primitive root, this is from Strong's Bible Concordance, a primitive root to cover, to cloud over, figuratively to act, ACTE. That is, practice magic. Yeah. Soothsayer. Sorcerer. Enchanter. This is like the Bible Concordance Observer of Time. Soothsayer, sorcerer, enchanter.
This is crazy. This reminds me of that movie Get Out. With the lady was with the tea.
Oh, yeah.
The teacup.
Was she hypnotized the guy?
Right.
But that was like the ringing of the tea. She hypnotized him.
Yes, she did. That was magic, though. Black magic.
Yeah, what was she, like an enchanter?
Witchcraft, black magic.
So don't go to a hypnotist.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. You are so right.
There's another movie. You ever see the movie Office Space?
Yeah.
Not the show, not the Office, but Office Space, the movie.
No, I haven't.
And this guy doesn't like his job. His boss is on. He got like 3 bosses or 9 bosses or something.
Are you talking about the show?
The movie Office Space, okay. Where the 3 guys were like they figured they were gonna rob the company, right? So they put like some program together. They were like all computer guys or something. So they put some program together and they're gonna steal like a half cent for every trade or something. And they wound up stealing like I don't know how much money, but it was way a lot of money. The company noticed that it was missing. Oh, wow. But anyway, at the beginning of the show, the guy went to a hypnotist, and he got hypnotized, and he didn't care about nothing.
I think I saw that with you.
He didn't care about nothing, so he stopped going to work.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that scene. Yeah,
it's a funny movie. But don't go to a hypnotist though. I'm worried about anybody that can get into my head and make me do something that I'm not even going to remember what it is. No.
Hey, what about magic art? The magic magicians.
Yeah, like magicians and the stuff you see on TV. I was a big Star Wars fan. So Star Wars, they got the Force. I never really thought about it, but you got like the Force where you can move stuff around.
Oh, not just that, but in Black Panther when they was no. Here's one. Mama say, Mama saw me maku. Mama say, Mama saw me maku. Yeah, that was a scene in Martin Lawrence when they was doing like I think it was around it was around Halloween or something. That was just a funny scene, but they always chanted, let's reaching out to the dead or something. So they was like Martin Lawrence started real slow. Mama say, Mama saw, Mama maku. And then they started lifting up, and then they all had to be Mama say, Mama saw, Mama maku. It was really good, you guys.
Really?
Yeah, it was good.
I don't know if
but then I think about Black Panther too now.
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther also because when he died and he went over to the other side, not only that, but Angela Bassett part when he died and the mountain people found him.
Oh, well, I don't think he wasn't dead, was he? He was just like in a coma or something.
Right, but what did she brew up? What was she brewing
up? Oh, she brewed up the flour thing that they drank it in. They got
she was enchanting too.
Oh, they did this. Yeah, they do. Right. Some voodoo stuff for you.
Some god. That's right.
That's right. They got the Black Panther goddess, right?
Yeah.
The Black Panther goddess. We didn't even realize it. We're going to see Endgame.
No, wait now.
All right. Okay. We know it's just a movie, but my point is,
I love Black Panther.
My point is, we look at all this stuff, and we're not even thinking about where it come from and what you really doing.
Right. See how it's like seeping in on us.
And you don't even know. Not even paying attention. Now just be aware. Now you ain't got to go worship this stuff. It's just TV. It's fake. It's acting. Right. Remember that. Remember that. Don't start believing this stuff. Right. It don't have no control of you. There's no such thing.
Exactly.
Somebody wrote this script out.
Exactly. But let's back that up. Somebody brilliantly wrote this script out.
Well, I thought it was okay.
No. I'm saying brilliantly because
they're tying it in with all the stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Let's keep going. We're back to Merriam Webster dictionary. So, okay, observer times, magic, soothsayer, sorcerer, enchanter, divination.
What page?
Page 5. At the bottom of page 5. Bottom of page 5, Merriam Webster dictionary. I looked up the word horoscope. Horoscope.
HORO.
A diagram of the relative positions of planets and signs of the zodiac. Did I look up zodiac too? Yeah, I looked up zodiac too. Signs of the zodiac at a specific time as at one's birth for use by astrologers in inferring individual character and personality traits and in foretelling events of a person's life. Observer of times, practice, use the horoscope and zodiac. For astrology, astrology is what? You're looking at the stars, you're getting this cluster, this imaginary cluster in your head, you make an image out of it, give it some name, and you say if you were born when these stars were out, then this is the type of characteristics of a person you're going to be.
Right, all according to the alignment of the stars.
Now, is that true? No. No, it is not true. God, and we're going to read some scriptures there, but God controls your destiny. God controls the destiny.
You control your own destiny too.
Yeah, well, you make a decision. God will put some things in front of your face, and you make a decision. That's how He controls your destiny. You point you in a direction. That's where you wind up at. Where you at? You had these all thoughts. Well, you followed some thoughts in your head. Well, something was put for you. You had to make a decision.
Right. He gave us 5 senses too now.
Oh, well, not 6, right?
Use them.
At least that we don't know about yet.
Look, use them. That's some cars.
Definition 2 for horoscope, an astrological forecast. So it's going to tell some events. They look at these stars. Oh, you're born in this sign on this particular day. Then that means you're going to do this. This is going to happen. This is what. No one's going to come and tell you that. No, they don't believe that. This is like enchantment and fortune. Don't get involved in it. God calls it an abomination.
I'm not going to be rich tomorrow.
You might be rich tomorrow, but don't believe what your horoscope tells you.
Oh no.
No.
Oh, okay. Just test out. Just wanted to see.
Zodiac. We're still in the Merriam Webster dictionary. I looked up zodiac.
Mm-hmm.
Definition.
I read it.
All right.
Zodiac, an imaginary band in the heavens.
Imaginary.
Band in the heavens centered on the ecliptic that encompasses the apparent path of all the planets and is divided into 12 constellations.
12.
The 12 constellations, meaning 12 months.
Not 12 tribes. That's what the months are really based on, the 12 months. There's 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right. That's another story, though, you guys. Into 12 constellations or signs, each taken for astrological purposes to extend 30 degrees of longitude. A figure representing the signs of the zodiac and their symbols. A cyclic course.
Cyclic course. That means it goes around in a circle.
Yeah.
Circular.
Yeah.
So it says an imaginary band in the heavens. The heavens, the stars up in the sky. It's imaginary. So someone's, when you're a kid, you ever look up and look at the clouds and say, oh, that cloud looks like such and such. That looks like a boat. That looks like a plane. That looks like a boat. Or there's someone just imagining this. It's not for real. It's a cloud.
No, it does look like, okay, you can look, wait a minute now. You can look at a cloud, and it's nothing wrong with saying, oh, man, that cloud look like because we used to do that as kids. Sit on top of people's cars, be like, that look like a monkey. That look like a elephant. But no, not to give, you know what I'm saying, worship.
It's but it's imaginary. I'm just giving the definition of imaginary. But you still know it's just a cloud. It's not a monkey. It's a cloud. Maybe a picture. No, it's not an elephant.
It looked like one.
All right. Last definition.
Oh, God.
Astrology. I looked up astrology. Merriam-Webster Dictionary, astrology. The divination of the supposed influences of the stars and planets on human affairs and terrestrial events by their positions and aspects. Archaic astronomy. Now, astronomy is different from astrology. Astronomy is like actually looking at the planets and what their movements are, but you're not making any predictions or foretelling anyone's future by it. It's just like, okay, the sun's here, the moon's here, this evolves around this.
And not only that, you can also check to see if
asteroids
comets and asteroids are
coming. Yeah, that's the study of that. But it's not trying to predict your destiny based on where the stars' positions are. That's astrology, which is an abomination to God.
I feel like playing the theme song to do, 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 do.
What is that?
What was that one?
With the
UFO,
movie?
Yeah, the TV show, the UFO show with Scully and.
What was that? With Scully and Mulder and Scully?
Mulder.
Fox Mulder and
that was the name.
Dana Scully.
Yeah, I feel like playing that music right now.
Oh man, I forgot the name of that show.
Too.
That's crazy.
The name of that show. Big kid. I got this music in my head.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Let me look this up right quick.
I can't remember the name of that show. Everybody knows what we're talking about. Yeah. Fox Mulder, Dana Scully. They had the what's his name show, where he was looking for the alien all the time.
Yeah, I just feel like playing that music right now.
Let's go to Proverbs Chapter 16.
Hold on.
She's gonna look up the show, and as soon as she said, we're gonna go like, oh yeah, I know.
Scully and Mulder.
Fox Mulder, Dana Scully. But I'm going to Proverbs 16. And I'm going to read one verse, chapter 9. Proverbs 16, verse 9. A man's heart deviseth his way, not the stars, not the moon, not the sun. A man's heart deviseth his way, but the Lord directeth his steps. You hear that? The Lord directs your steps. All right. So you can think about what you want to do, but the Lord's going to direct your stuff. He's going to put stuff in your way. You're going to make a decision. Psalms chapter 37.
It was the X-Files, you guys.
Of course we knew what the X-Files. How come I couldn't even think of that? All I had to do was say the alphabet backwards, right?
Right. The X-Files. All right, moving on.
Psalm 37, verse 23. Psalm, the largest book in the Bible. It's got the shortest chapter. I think Psalm 17 is like the shortest chapter. I got to double check. Psalm 37, verse 23. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. So who orders your steps?
The Lord.
Now, notice it says the steps of a good man. This doesn't just mean man, it means woman too. Person are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. So if you're keeping the commandments and following what the book says, the Bible, not somebody mean by the book, then the Lord's going to order your steps. And he's going to delight in ordering your steps and try to lead you to a good end. You know. Jeremiah, chapter 10. And verse 23. Jeremiah 10, 23. O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. O Lord, correct me, but with judgment, not in thine anger, lest thou bring me to nothing. So who controls you? Who controls your steps?
The Lord.
O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. So the Lord directs your steps. I keep on hitting the microphone. It's too close. We got one more scripture here, Jeremiah, and then we'll go back and read some of those other months from a different about the Julian calendar. But Jeremiah 17, verse 9. Still the book of Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah 17, verse 9. 9 and 10. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. So it's the Lord that directs all these things for you. Don't put your trust in the stars and then the sun and then the moon. This doesn't have any destiny over you. It doesn't have any rulership over you. The month you're born in does not predict the type of person that you are. It doesn't have any characteristics. No matter what somebody says and they try to lump you into this is just a mindset that we've been entrenched in, at least in this country. And what other countries do you know that do this? I really don't know.
Right,
there might be
we
some.
don't live in those countries, but I'm pretty sure it happened. I remember just in this. Oh gosh, I'm telling my age. Just growing up, I was gonna say in actually number of the year, but
Nah, calm down.
watching Soul Train, early Soul Train.
Yeah.
And so when the artists, the singers, they get done singing, so everybody in the Soul Train, including the kids that are all there dancing, they will hover around the artists, and a lot of them will always. It seemed like every week I watched the freaking show. A lot of them would ask, "What's your zodiac
What's your
sign?"
sign?
I remember seeing that a lot. What's your zodiac sign?
Yeah, people still do it today. I think no one's asked me.
Not as much though.
No one's asked me in a long time. I think it's like we were talking a younger thing too. They got like necklaces with like whatever sign.
Wow. Oh
You ever seen that?
Yep. I have seen that. Yep.
They got like some
that.
symbol that's supposed to be like the sign that you're.
Yeah. It's not as big like it used to be.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That thing was really big at one point.
Mm-hmm. Steeped in idolatry. All right. Now here's something interesting. there's some people that believe that you're not supposed to celebrate your birthday. Like, okay, all right, we talked about these signs and stuff. Okay, but you're born, right? You're born sometime. You got to know how old you are. There's a birthday. You keep record of yourself. And is it wrong to celebrate your birthday? I think it's okay to celebrate your birthday, but there's some interesting things here I found. Now, this is from Reader's Digest. You want to read this? This is from Reader's Digest. I looked up birthday cakes and candles. Why do we have a birthday cake on our birthday? Why is the celebration with a birthday cake? And why do we put candles in it? It's supposed to be the number of years. Anybody ever thought of that? You ever go back and look that up, ask the question why people do it? No, we just do it. It's just tradition, right? Well, where did it come from? Where did it come from?
I'm reading this right here.
Yeah,
Claire
yeah.
Nowak.
Yeah, we're going to start at, this is from Reader's Digest, rd.com. Reader's Digest, rd.com.
All right, so here's the opening title. Here's why you should thank the ancient Greeks for your birthday cake by Claire Nowak.
Mm-hmm. Thank the ancient Greeks. Okay.
They're the reason we eat cake and blow out candles every year. White, marble, chocolate, German chocolate, ice cream. Oh, what about lemon? There are hundreds of them. Types of birthday cake in the world, each beautiful in its own sugary way. Odds are you've indulged in one during at least one, hopefully all, of your birthday parties.
Birthday parties. Why are you having a birthday party? But okay, so I don't think it's... Go ahead.
Okay. But in between delicious bites of cake and frosting, have you ever stopped and wondered,
why am I eating this? Yeah.
Why am I eating this?
Why am I eating this birthday cake?
What makes this dessert fit to commemorate the day of my birth?
Mm-hmm.
It's because you are as important, as beloved as the gods.
There you go. The Greek gods.
Kind of. Mm-hmm. The ancient Egyptians are credited with inventing the celebration of birthdays.
Now, I don't know if the ancient Egyptians invented birthdays or started celebrating birthdays. I don't know if that was just. That's more research I have to do.
Okay.
But I think people were celebrating birthdays before Egypt. And man, Egypt was like the first. I don't think it was the first. It was not a. It was a great kingdom. It was a great kingdom. It didn't rule the whole earth, but it was one of the first great kingdoms. But there was kingdoms before Egypt, though. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're okay.
Mm-hmm.
They believed when pharaohs were crowned, they became gods. So their coronation day was a pretty big deal. That was their birth as a god.
So if you're a pharaoh, you're a kid, you're born the son of a pharaoh, right? So you're growing up. Pharaoh dies, you become pharaoh. When you get crowned, that is your new god birth.
Mm-hmm. I wonder.
No, they're still a man.
Are we gods?
No. Well, you know what? Not yet. But that's another lesson. That's another lesson. That scripture I read before, when Paul was talking to the Galatians, he said, you are sons of God, and if you're sons of God, you're heir. If you're heir of God, then you're going to eventually be God. That's another lesson. That's what the book is trying to get us to recognize. And there's some other scriptures where Jesus called, I say ye are gods.
All right, Jesus. Ancient Greeks borrowed the tradition, but rightfully realized that a dessert would make the celebration all the more meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
So they baked moon-shaped cakes to offer up to
Artemis,
goddess of the moon.
We read that last week
tribute.
about the moon goddess Artemis.
Mm-hmm. As tribute. They decorated, as tribute. You're kidding me as
Keep
a
going.
tribute. They decorated them with lit candles to make the cakes shine like the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Hence, the reason we light our birthday cakes on fire. This is why we light our birthday cakes on fire.
We don't really light the birthday cake on fire. We just stick a candle in it.
Yeah. Modern birthday parties are said to get their roots from the 18th century German celebration, Kinderfest.
I think it goes back before that. But
On the morning of a child's birthday, he or she would receive a cake with lighted candles that added up to the kid's age +1.
Now, why +1?
I don't
Yeah, keep reading.
Well, wait till there's more. This extra candle was called, oh my gosh, you guys. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? The light of life. The extra candle was
The light of life.
the light of life.
And what does it represent?
I ain't never had an extra candle on my cake.
No, we don't. I don't think we do that here. We don't do that here in the States.
It representing the hope of another full year lived.
Isn't that tripped out?
So you hoping on based on the cake
Putting
and
an extra
candles?
candle on the cake? Get out of here with that.
No, that's
Nah,
not
get out of here with
good.
that. Now we don't. I don't know anybody that practices that. Now I've been to like birthday parties. You get like the cake and you put the candles in for the number of days.
Right, because none of us know. Yeah, you're right. Here in the United States, growing up and been to many birthday parties, there was never an extra candle.
Not that I
on the
knew about
cake.
anyway.
Right.
And the older people get, I guess they can't put that many candles on the cake. They just put one.
One more year I live. Or one more year I gotta go.
Okay. Well, they also got the they got the number now. Where you get like a candle, you get like two, like the number, like the number 2 and the number 3. 23, right?
Okay. I'm sorry, yo.
Oh,
Let me
man.
keep going. You took me there.
All right. Okay. The kids age +1. The extra candle was the light of life, represented the hope of another full year lived. All right. Go ahead.
And then torture. What the heck? And then torture because no one could eat the cake until after dinner. You
All
get
right. Well,
Yeah, well, they do that
You don't
today.
eat the birthday cake. So
I'm glad my mother never did me like that. Can I have my cake? Yeah, go on eat.
you get the birthday cake, but you don't eat it until after you eat your dinner first. Then you get your birthday cake.
No,
right?
not me. Because I was going to eat her food anyway. Her food was good. So, but anyway, moving on. The family replaced the candles as they burnt out throughout the day.
Now, I've never heard that
replaced the candles?
They're talking about the German celebration.
Also, this
Kinderfest.
thing had to go on until the
Like all day
end
or
of
something.
24 hours.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it had to. To that whole day, to that day was
It doesn't
over.
say that though, but
No, but that's what it's saying. And then
What's-
torture because
well,
one
well, you
could-
know what? At the beginning, it said on the morning of the child's birthday.
Yeah, see that? Yeah, and then it said the family replaced the candles as they burnt out throughout the day. So they
Man,
had to keep
when you get like
going.
wax all in your candle, on your cake, and the candle's burning down low, it hits the frosting and burns out. So you take
Yeah.
that candle, but you
Well,
got
kids don't care. They eat
you got
dirt.
ash in your cake.
They eat dirt. They don't care.
All right.
Anyway, finally, when the moment came, the birthday child would make a wish, try to blow out all the candles in one breath and dig in.
So wait. So if you blow out on the candle, your wish comes true
Well,
because you blow out some candles.
let's keep reading.
We don't think about the silliness of some of the things that we do we?
Right. Sorry to break it to you, but you've probably been cutting cake wrong your whole life.
Yeah.
Like modern tradition, the birthday girl or boy wouldn't tell anyone the wish so it could come true.
More tradition.
Hmm Since the ingredients to make cakes were pretty expensive, this birthday custom didn't become popular until the Industrial Revolution.
Now that I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Only the rich people could buy the cake.
Get
So if you're
outta
poor, it's
here.
like, oh man, you got nothing.
No, you got the flat cakes.
Yeah,
You
the
just didn't have
unleavened
a fluffy cake. You know, the cakes with no leavening, I'm sure they probably
they
had
got
that.
like a piece of bread,
Yeah.
put some butter on it,
A bread cake. That's okay.
lit a match on it. You just light a match and stick it in your
I think you had toast by that time. Get out of here.
Ah,
Wow.
Okay.
More ingredients were available, which made them cheaper, and bakeries even started selling pre-baked cakes. And thank goodness, because along with delectable desserts, the evolution of birthday cakes has blessed us with another pastime, looking at hilarious cake decorating fails.
all right.
And that was this was all written by...
What was her name again?
What was her
This
name?
is
Claire Nowak.
Reader's Digest. This is from Reader's Digest, rd.com.
Claire Nowak.
Yeah, Claire Nowak.
Wow.
Isn't that tripped out? Never thought about where your birthday cake from.
But anyway,
Well,
got
you
it.
know what? Our time is running out. There you go, the quick months of the year.
Wow.
And this is just one place you went to. Well, actually, like 3 different places. The Old Farmer's Almanac. What else did we go to? Reader's Digest about birthdays. So I had something about, I'll talk about that later.
What's next? What's coming up? Because I'm thinking about
You thinking about?
Yes, I'm thinking. I'm co-host. Oh, let me take over your show.
Well, another thing I was thinking about was we didn't do like the holy days versus the holidays. Like the Lord's got a book of holy days, like Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, Pentecost. These are holy days that are in the Bible. The man has holidays, New Year's.
Well, if you do those, then I want to add towards the end, like you just added, Miss Claire Nowak, wedding rings.
Wedding rings. Where do wedding rings come from?